Hi everyone, Matthew DeFreitas here again. We're going live with Race Director of the Steamboat Classic, Philip Lockwood. Philip, how are you doing today?
Very well, thanks.
Now, we are at a very significant part of the Steamboat Classic run itself. What is so significant about this great area here?
Well, we're at the lower part of Glen Oak Park, and we're right next to the 2-mile mark, which for most of our participants, we're running the 4-mile race. They're halfway done, and it literally is downhill all the way from here. And similarly, our 15K runners will have 2 miles to go. But the other significant part of this is, and also this is a significant year, because the sculpture of Michael Sonamaker was dedicated 20 years ago this June. The artist, Joy Kessler, wife of Steamboat Classic founder, and sometimes get mentioned that way, but she is actually one of the key people, along with Michael and a handful of others, that created the Illinois Valley Striders and all things running in Peoria some 45 years ago. And so Joy did this as a tribute to the Illinois Valley Striders, to Michael, to all of us, and spent almost a year making the clay mold and fine-tuning everything to the point that it could be cast in bronze. So the other thing why it's significant is it sets running here in Glen Oak Park, which is right at the hub of the race in a way, because we'll have people coming and going, volunteers, we have the Jim Markham Swing Band. So this is probably one of the best places. Also, it's the most exciting place, I think, for those who are running the race, but it's also one of the most exciting places to watch the race.
Very nice, very nice. Now, you may notice, everyone, that there's a big group of people in the background here. We have a bunch of runners training to actually, what it seems like, to run the 15K at the Steamboat Classic this year. We obviously have our Steamboat Start runs on Wednesday. There's another training program that takes place on Thursdays here. Now, with this being so exciting, obviously, like you said, we had the 2-mile portion here for the 4-mile. Do the 15Kers get to see this as well, for those of us who don't know?
It's 2 miles for them as well. And everybody enters the park together, and then as they get behind me and at the base of the Ingersoll statue, the 4-milers make a U-turn, and the 15K runners take a gradual incline. Well, it starts as a gradual incline and winds its way up into the upper part of Glen Oak Park, and then they do 2 loops of that. So the uphill and downhill is really what makes it difficult, and the fact that it's normally warm and humid. So all those factors together, we affectionately know it as Illinois' toughest 15K.
Wow. Now, with it being, have you run that 15K?
The last time I ran Steamboat, I ran the 15K.
What was your time, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 47:40 something, so it worked out a little bit over 5 minutes per mile for 15K.
That is fantastic.
But that was a time where I was getting more involved in helping with the race, and a point where I was having some issues with running, some issues in my feet, so I decided to gradually back away from the competitive side and got much more involved with the race organization. So I think the last time I ran was in 1982, I think, 82 or 83.
And how has the race changed since that time period to now, with your leadership, of course?
Well, we'll go back to that time for a minute. The 15K was the more competitive event. And almost, not equal, but we had probably, the division between the 2 events was about 2/3 were doing the 4-mile and about 1/3 doing the 15K. Now it's more like 3/4 to 4/5 are doing the 4-mile, and the other 1/4 to 1/5 are doing the 15K. And that really speaks to a change. Part of it is there was a change over a period of years where we had prize money and some of the best runners in the world participating in Steamboat. This year we'll be doing away with prize money. And part of the reason for that is as the demographics of our participants have changed. We've gone from being sort of this regional attraction to becoming much more local and focused on fitness, social and recreational aspects. So having a professional race does not necessarily fit that well with the other side. So as the trend shift, we follow with them. In some cases, we may be leading them.
Now, with this being out in the Glen Oak Park area, as we're standing here at the Sonamaker statue, we recently partnered or had a big showing of a partnership with the Peoria Park District. Would you comment on that?
Well, that was, I mean, in some ways, that's a bold affirmation of something that started this whole thing. Because the Illinois Valley Striders, the genesis of the Illinois Valley Striders came out of the Peoria Park District. And at the time, Dave Snyder, who was the recreation director, put out a notice asking people interested in start joining and helping start a running club, and 2 people showed up. Ed McGraw and Steve Shostrom. So those three really are the founders of the Illinois Valley Striders. There were a couple of others that were around at that time, but the 3 people that were at that meeting were those 3. And when we started the Steamboat, the Peoria Park District was the founding sponsor and has been a sponsor for all the previous 44 years. And this year, we're changing that role actually to be more of a presenting sponsor or partnering with the Illinois Valley Striders as the producer of the Steamboat Classic. And some of that speaks to as the facilities and amenities on the riverfront have matured, and we're utilizing those more and more for the race, along with the support from the entire park district, whether it's those who do the grounds crew does here at Glen Oak, and even the riverfront and Morton Square Park along the way. But also the zoo, the Park District Police play a great role in supporting the Peoria Police Department in making sure that all our participants are safe as they move around the course. So it really was more of speaking even louder about this partnership between the Illinois Valley Striders and Peoria Park District.
And as you just mentioned, all of the great things that are coming from that partnership, we're very thankful for everything that's coming from the IVS and Peoria Park District partnership there. And so with, I'm just getting, talking about all the partnerships, talking about, the significant place that we're at with the Sonamaker statue, being at Glen Oak Park, I'm getting really excited for the 45th Annual Steamboat Classic. I assume you are as well.
I am too, and that sort of thing you just summarized really is, if we put one word to that, that's community, and that's what this event is about. So people say, well, why do we do it? Who benefits from the Steamboat Classic? The community does. And more we're trying to get more of the community involved, whether it's high school cross-country teams providing volunteer support, through to encouraging people to get off the couch in early spring and come join us, and everything in between.
And so with the Steamboat Classic being just about a week away, to everybody out there, what are the things that they need to know for this year, the 45th Annual Steamboat Classic?
Well, the first are some basics, and that is, between now and then, if you've been training, don't start anything new. You're not going to get that much better in the next week. If you've not been running, you can come join us, but moderate what you do between now and then. If you see this or other promotions that get people excited to join us, they're welcome, and all people of all ability levels are welcome. But as we start moving into the next week, one of the main things is to try to get a little bit extra rest, hydrate more and more, and by hydration I mean those things that are also more in the water and those kinds of fluids that have electrolytes. It's okay to have a beer or two. We encourage that, especially because our presenting sponsor, one of the primary things is distributing beer, and we'll have plenty of beer afterwards for all of our participants 21 and over. But the other thing is, pay attention. There'll be lots of things on Facebook and emails over the next week, providing some very specific instructions about next week. So we encourage everybody to pick up their packet, which is, the packet is actually going to be emailed to them. Pick up their race number and their shirt. That will take place between 11 and 6 on Water Street, just in front of Running Central. So as many as possible, we'd like expected to do that. If they can't, packet pickup is available from 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, and we try to do that as quickly as possible. And so that we can then encourage everybody to move their way from the Gateway Building area over to the starting line on Main Street, right by Adams. It's going to be very obvious where the starting line is. One of the things is that we will again have 2 Peoria Fire Department aerial trucks supporting a huge American flag draped over where people should be lining up and preparing, and then just in front of that will be the starting line. And again, we've done some things, further modifications of the starting line to create a funnel in, which also then creates a funnel out, which eases the flow as people cross the starting line. So again, part of it is pay attention to all this messaging we're sending out. Not registered, plenty of time to do that. The entry fee does go up on Monday, and it goes up again next Friday. So between now and then, there are a couple ways to save $5 here or there, or you want to pay us $50 next Friday, we're happy for that too. It goes to help support the youth activities from the Illinois Valley Striders conducts, so we welcome extra donations as well.
Well, Philip, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it very much. Excited for next week. Everyone, you heard him. June 15th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is when you will be able to get your packet, pick up everything else along with it. And then on June 16th is race day. Be down there. If you weren't able to get your packet on the 15th, get down there early, 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. is when you're going to be able to get your packet on race day. And then we take off at 7 a.m. for the 4 mile. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We very much appreciate your time. And also, if you're going to register, make sure you go to www.steamboatclassic.org. And we will see you there. We're so excited. The 45th annual Steamboat Classic is coming up.